Morning, Dave.
Morning.
I guess the question about the two changes on the back end, Lagasson and Russell are coming in, and also Kuko sliding over to the right side. Can you explain why you made those moves?
We have to defend better as a group. Our group of D last game was poor, and we made a couple changes to see if we can defend better.
Next question, Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Dave, with Tippett, just your thoughts on what you've seen so far and why you think a night in the stands is needed tonight as opposed to keeping him in and having him continue to work on it?
We need him to play better. We got healthy D that are real competitive guys that are itching for a chance to play, and Ethan hasn't played as well as we'd like him to play, so we're going to give somebody else an opportunity.
Seems like the level of accountability that you want on the group this year, is it increased? I mean, it's obviously it hasn't been great early on, and you pointed out some mistakes. Do you feel like the accountability needs to be at a different level for the defense to get to a different level?
We have to get our group up and going as quick as we can, and there's no exhibition games to go through to get the kinks out. We have to try to make sure that we're competing, and every game is like a playoff standard game. And if you're not ready to compete in those games, we'll try somebody else, and that's where we're at.
Next question, Terry Jones, Post Media. Go ahead, Terry. We'll come back to you, Terry. Next question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, you've also changed a couple of forwards around. You've got Nygaard now with Kyle Turris and Archibald back on the line. Fourth line was Short. What's your reasoning there? I know Shore and I guess Archibald both killed penalties. Is that?
Yeah, just looking. We're trying to find some chemistry of those two lines down there. It's just Nygaard gives us some speed and tenacity. Arch can jump around the line up there. We need him as a penalty killer, but we're looking for a sound fourth line there. Shore has actually been. He didn't get much time the first game, but Shore was actually pretty good last game. So we'll continue to watch him, see where we can get to. But those the bottom six group there, we're trying to find something that looks like it could mesh and be successful.
And you need some, as we have all pointed out for the last year, you need some scoring, certainly from the third line guys.
Yeah, they didn't get much last game. They've been around some chances before that. I mean, Puliarvi's been around some chances, so it's a matter of time before hopefully some of those chances start going in. But you'd like to see a little bit of production from that bottom crew.
Next question, Rob Tychkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. Your young defensemen were supposed to be key ingredients on this team this year. Everybody was hoping that. Is it a bit of a concern that the growing pains might be a little more significant than people thought?
No, it's early in the year. We've got lots of players that want to play. Rusty came in. Rusty had a good camp. He played well in the bubble, and we wanted to give Jones a real good look to start. Bearsy come in has struggled a little bit, but Lagasson is a hard defender. Well, we want to give him a chance to play. So it's it's early in the year, and like I say, with no training or no exhibition games, you got to get your team up and going, and you got to find out what you have. And we put ourselves in a situation where some mistakes are being made, and we're going to try somebody else in there to see if we can clean up some of those mistakes. And both Jones and Bear will go back in there. When they go back in there, we expect them to play well, but they got to get their games up and going.
Without a whole bunch of practice time and the games on top of each other, one right after another, is it going to be harder for young guys to kind of pick it up on the fly here?
Well, they're going to have to do it in the game because, like you say, it's you don't have hardly any practice time, but the errors we're making are they're critical errors at the wrong time, and those are the ones. A lot of times you can watch a lot of video. We've been that's been kind of our main source right now of making sure that we're accountable of what we're doing. But some of the mistakes we're making are just they're ones that are thinking and effort ones that you have to correct. And sometimes it takes another body in there to see if somebody else can do it better.
Next question, Guillaume Lafrancois, La Presse.
Hi, Dave. With both the changes on defense and with your forward lines, how do you sort of balance the need for to give some time for things to mesh, as you say, for stability, and the need to do some tinkering? How do you get a balance between them?
Well, it's early in the year. You're trying to find what's best for your group, and we're like everybody else. It's not a 23-man roster. You got a 29-man roster right now, so we're trying to find the best mix, and we want to get everybody up and going.
All right, thank you.
Next question, Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Dave, any update on Neil and Haas? Will either one of those guys be available on the road trip?
I think that they'll travel with us, depending on how it goes here the next few days. I think Neil is closer than Haas, but neither of them are available tonight. But I think they'll both go on the road trip with us.
And looking at your top six, you mentioned all the goals against 5-on-5. I think it's 10. You've only got 3 forwards scoring 5-on-5, so you want a few more guys going. Are you concerned at all about some of the really good chances being missed offensively?
Well, you like to create chances. I thought Price was very good last game, so there's some chances there that you think you're getting, but you're not capitalizing on them. But we have to keep pounding away. Our top guys. Seems like they're getting lots of chances. I'd like to see our bottom 6 get a few more chances, and then the more you get, the greater chance you have to capitalize on them. So, but it's that fine balance. We're not going to, a couple chances don't go in we're not going to chase the game. When you start chasing the game, you end up leaving your own end wide open, and our goals against is an issue with us right now.
Next question, Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Dave, you mentioned Lagasson briefly there. Could you just take us through in your time here in Edmonton what you've seen of him? He hasn't had a ton of experience at the NHL level, but why you feel he's ready for this?
He's a hard player. He competes hard, and I watched all his games when he played over in Europe this year, and his puck movement and the ability to make some plays just seems like it was very much improved. He came into camp. He's had a strong camp. We wanted to give Jonesy that first look. So now we'll try Lagasson in there. But he's played well. He deserves a chance. He works hard in practice, but he competes hard. He competes hard in front of the net and the corners. And if his puck game can continue to improve, he could be a real good player. You have to remember, if you look at 2 years ago, when I came last year, there was, in talking to our scouts and our coaching staff down in Bakersfield, the 3 guys that they thought were very even were Lagasson, Jones, and Bear. And Bear played a full year last year. Jones got up and going, but they had Lagasson right in that group. So, he needs an opportunity. He hasn't played very much. He needs the opportunity, just like Bear and Jones got the opportunity. And, that's what I told him this morning. The opportunity's in front of you. Let's see what we can do.
Last question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, you've given up 110 shots in 3 games. What's more disturbing, the volume of shots, which is 37 a game, or the quality of shots the other teams are getting?
You know what? I'm not so worried about the shots. Vancouver's a team that just throws a bunch of pucks to the net. I'm more concerned about scoring chances. And for me, the ones that are bothering me are the easy chances we're given against off bad reads. We gave up 2 breakaways last game that were just on poor reads by our defending mindset. And some of those ones are the ones that they bother me. Teams that shoot pucks from the outside and just fire pucks from everywhere, as long as you're defending well in the middle of the ice, I can deal with that, but it's the grade A chances against that are the ones that I'm more concerned about, and so those are the ones we're addressing.
So are you following the ventures too of Ken trying to get another goalie? Have you been trying to stay away from it, or this Grosenick, and then he's trying to put a claim in for Aaron Dell? I mean, I know you're dealing with Koskinen playing every game probably now for the next little while, but are you keeping track of all the stuff that Ken's trying to do.
Well, I know what's going on, but I can't worry about that. I got lots to worry about on the ice. We'll let Ken worry about that part of it. But it's, he's trying to find a solution there with Schmitty getting hurt. It's wasn't ideal between Schmitty getting hurt and Forsberg getting claimed off waivers. That's not ideal. But they're trying to find a solution, and I'm sure they'll get it done.